if you've ever had an experience where someone has thought of you as less effective than you see yourself. Anyone ever had that experience? Just a show of hands? Okay. So a good number of you, about 2/3 of you. And so that raises the question about, is it really that there's a gap in your skill set, or is there a void in some information, important information about you that people aren't getting access to, that you're not giving enough visibility to? When it comes to self-promotion, there's all kinds of stuff that goes through our heads that's usually negative, right, about how we view it. But one of the things I want to start off with is getting you tastefully tooting your own horns immediately. What I typically find is when people are given permission to toot their own horns, they will go for it. Uncomfortable, but you know it's important. You got to get it done. Used car salesman, so say more about that. What do you mean? This is good for you. I'm glad you have the mic in your hand. Right? There's a certain chunk that you need, and men consistently raise their hands much more often than women do. And so there is an element of, I gotta do it, but boy, do I not like doing it. There's just this draining thing. And let me ask, how many of you in here actively self-promote today and feel comfortable doing it? So let's talk about what is self-promotion, because I think doing some level setting is important, because what we've been talking about so far sounds really negative and, you know, and what we want to get to is, what are we really trying to communicate? And at the end of the day, it's more about sharing more of who you are, and also being able to tell your story in a way that's meaningful and authentic. And at the end of the day, being able to bring forward the best parts of yourself. When you share things in a genuine way and with enthusiasm, it lands on people very differently. So I view self-promotion as a leadership tool. I really do, because when you're putting some solid information out there that can help people work more efficiently and effectively, and it's thinking about what you have to offer as personal best practices. Okay? I've got some best practices, and you can learn from them, and you know what? I can learn from yours as well. So it's a give and take. One thing I do want to point out, if you're not noticing this, is that it's subtle things, right? Was there anything that we talked about here that doesn't seem achievable to you as an individual? It's not big, bold, you know, totally dramatic shifts in who you are as a person, right? But it's little things that people are doing on a very consistent basis, and that's the key. That's the key. Consistent and authentic to who you are, plus gets the right information out there.